Test. Hey everybody, just going to give it another minute or two for some more people to roll in, and meanwhile you can just relax and feel like you're in a spa.
Namaste.
Okay, well, it's almost 5 after, so I'm going to get us going. We have a lot to cover as usual. Hopefully today's agenda is not as packed as the past few agendas have been, because we really, I think, run out of time the past couple office hours. But we are going to try to leave some time for QA at the end of this session. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're new here, there's a Zoom link in the DAO stage chat where you can follow along with our screen share. I am going to start by sharing my screen actually on the Zoom. Okay, so here's the agenda for today. I'm just going to give a brief overview of the roadmap and where we are with things, and show you guys this new timeline we've put together with DeFi from engineering to show how the projects in flight and projects coming up overlap with engineering and some of the dependencies that they have. And then Fox McCloud is going to talk to us about the keep key settings that's currently being tested. Foxy Beard is going to give us a live demo of that. You guys have seen some of the user flows, but it is now built and we are all actively testing that. And then mobile migration UX. Last time we went over the spec. Beard is going to show us the UX, how it is right now. And then just a caveat that we're going to be doing some usability testing on that. ShapeShift.com, if Hoff makes it, he can show us what he's done. Otherwise, I will take that one. We've just been making some updates there. And then Idle Finance, Willie and Decentralized J are going to give us an update on that partnership. And then Stargaze, this is a new one. Willie's going to give us an overview of what they are and how cool they are, and everything Stargaze. And then I'm going to just review the Fox page bounty that Eric posted, just so that everybody knows that exists and what that means. And then we'll hopefully have some time for Q&A at the end. So with that, again, I'm sharing my screen in the Zoom link that's in the stage chat for anybody who wants to follow along. So in Notion, this is where we pretty much keep everything, our roadmaps, our product specs, design links, all of that in the product and creative services section. We have this new timeline we've put together that is a collaboration between product and engineering. This one is super useful. Actually, I'm going to change the view to this view. So this kind of shows where we're at right now on the timeline. And then you can see things that DeFi and Major Haze, engineering, to get this a little bit more outlined in a concrete way. So, but this is what we have put together based on the upcoming features and epics. And then you can see that some of these things are actual dependencies before other things can start. So we will be talking through more of that today in the meeting this afternoon. But yeah, this exists now inside our Notion. So whoever wants to take a look at that. So this is actually just, again, where product and engineering combine. And it just shows some of the engineering pieces that have to happen in order for some of the product features to get done. And then where they fit within the roadmap. So right now, this roadmap takes us out through right around the end of May. Hopefully, as some of these other pieces get completed, we'll be able to kick off some other new features, later in the month, so that we have, can continue our roadmap through the summer. But yeah, this puts us out pretty much at least through the next month or so with where everything is and what we need to get done. So yeah, again, we are meeting about that this afternoon with engineering. And then let me just do a brief review of the roadmap for those of you who don't know. Obviously, Foxy is at that finish line. We've been testing it this morning. It's looking really good. I think we're mostly a go at this point for a soft launch. Keep key settings, Fox McCloud's going to demo that, and then setup will follow shortly after that. The UX is done, but I don't believe it's built completely yet. It's still in flight. Staking, obviously, we're all working actively towards getting that second milestone done for Cosmos. And then the Pendo integration, there's a couple pieces left on the engineering side for that one, but we do feel like we're at like a week or two away from actually being able to have an alpha and private environment. And then let me see if there's anything else I want to touch on. Everything else is in flight. YAT, as you guys know, is the bounty that was picked up by Linum Labs. Osmosis re-kicked off the other day. So Osmosis is now back in flight. If any of you are on GitHub, you'll probably see some of the tasks in there are tagged specifically for Osmosis. On the product side, we met up again with the Osmosis team today just to review the bounty and all of the pieces that are required to be considered fulfilled for the bounty. And yeah, that's pretty much, we have a lot in flight, as you guys know, so I'm going to stop there. Again, this is always available on our Notion if you guys want to see where things are at, or always DM us or write us in the product public chat if you have any questions about the progress of anything. With that said, I am going to stop my screen share, and I'm going to let Fox McCloud take over and show us the key settings in the new web app. Thanks.
Thanks, Diggy. All right, let me share my screen. All right, you guys see the ShapeShift web app?
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Diggy. Cool. So this is one of the pretty much last two features to kind of get ported over onto the new web app so we can reach parity. Obviously, as you saw with our new roadmap as well, or not new roadmap, but the new timeline, Thorchain's also kicking off. And once Thorchain's done, that will be the last major thing we need to accomplish before parity. But Keep key settings just got finished up. You can see in the top right here where you would select your wallet, just as before, but now you have this little arrow that you can click into, and it will open up all the settings for your wallet. It'll tell you if your bootloader and firmware are up to date. If they are not, you can click them, and it will prompt you to download the Updater app. And if you already have that downloaded, you can just open it up and update. This is just a temporary fix. Eventually, you will be able to update bootloader and firmware right here in the app, and all the Updater app functionality is going to be absorbed into the web app. So very exciting news. That's just going to be a follow after this gets released. You also have the ability, of course, to update your label. Right now, you can see it just says test 1. Let's say I want to change this to test 2. Update label. I'm going to be prompted to confirm on my keep key. And again, confirm my PIN. Just test 1. Now, all of a sudden, you'll see this test 1 becomes test 2. Perfect, and label updated successfully. So from any of these screens, I can always back out of them. Again, if I want to update my PIN, I would do it very similar flow. I will be prompted to do that on the keep key as well. I can set a timeout if I'm inactive with my keep key. If I want it to lock, the default is 10 minutes, but you can change that as well. PIN caching, you can, this is just a toggle to turn on or turn off. If it is turned on, the device will remember your PIN, which, probably a little less secure. You maybe shouldn't be using that if you're at a Starbucks or public library or something like that, but definitely a little easier and faster. And then the BIP39 passphrase. This is more or less an advanced feature. It is a extra word at the end of your passphrase. So if you normally have a 12-word passphrase, you would now have a 13-word passphrase. The 12 would be the 12 that were issued to you, but the 13th would be one of your choosing. So just a way to add an extra level of security. Recommend researching those if you're not familiar with them. They're pretty cool. That would just be a toggle as well. And then, of course, you can wipe the device back to factory settings. That will erase your private key, any access to funds. So make sure you're not doing that unless you have your recovery phrase. And that's pretty much everything. Any questions on this new settings page? Awesome. Well, then happy to pass it to whoever's next, Diggy.
I think it's Beard, and he is going to be showing us a Foxy demo live in production.
Hey, I found the window. It took me a minute. Okay, share my screen. You don't see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Forgot the key command. There we go. All right. So if you go to the DeFi section now and go to earn, you should see a Fox opportunity for token staking, the TVL and the APY for it. If you click into it, you'll see the deposit and withdraw and overview, which I think we've demoed the like UI for this before, but it's all working now. So let's see. I'll do 50%. And I've already approved the contract, so it just skips the step. And then I'll confirm my deposit. Confirm on the wallet. All 5 million of those. This might take a minute. Yep. I don't know if you want to demo the entire thing, but assuming the server shows up.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little while for the transaction to complete. So just to recap for anybody who isn't aware of what Foxy is, so if you deposit, if you stake your Fox, it becomes Foxy, and then Foxy is a rebasing token that's pegged to the price of Fox. So Foxy is actually put to work across different DeFi protocols to earn the best yield possible. And then the rewards the user earns accrue automatically. So it's super awesome, single-sided staking, no liquidity pools, no impermanent loss, and awesome. And we're really excited to get this over the finish line. This was a bounty that was put up by Eric Voorhees a couple months ago, I think, and was an external bounty, but supported by the internal engineering workstream and product workstreams. And we are pretty much right at that finish line and super excited about it. Cool. I will see. Beard, you're up also to next for showing the mobile migration UX, the flows that you put together for that.
Okay. Well, that deposit completed, so I can at least show that.
Oh, cool.
Oh, dang it. Dang feature flags. All right, cool. So you can see here I now have Fox Yieldy. I have 4.95, whatever the amount I put in as Fox. This is pegged to the price of Fox. And if I go to DeFi, I now see my Fox token staking opportunity. And if I go here and check out my overview, I can see my Foxy balance and the APR. APY. And then I can withdraw and do an instant or 7 days, which we've gone over before. Which this might take a minute too, but this is how you withdraw. You do a request for withdrawal. And then that'll go through, and then on the overview section, you'll be able to actually claim your withdrawal. So, yeah. All right. Super excited about that. Okay, so migration. We have a lot of people using the ShapeShift mobile app, which gave you a native wallet essentially in the app. and we want to be able to migrate them over. So we're building this flow out to easily migrate people using their username and password they log in with on the ShapeShift mobile app. So if I click ShapeShift from the Connect Wallet modal, there's a new option down here. It says have a ShapeShift mobile wallet, log in. You click that. You'll be prompted for your username and password, or your email and password to log into your ShapeShift account. Once you do that, we'll let you know that you successfully logged in, give you some information about what this is, and then allow them to import their wallet. Click import wallet, give my wallet a nickname, a new password to encrypt it with, and then just some more messaging around like do not forget your password because this is how you access your wallet. Once you hit next, we will connect the wallet. And then now you have a few options. You can back up your wallet again if you want to write down your seed, or you can delete your encrypted wallet from the ShapeShift servers. So we'll go ahead and do the deletion. And then we're going to allow the user to write down their seed again, just to make sure they have it. And then you can test it, just like we do with the current native flow. And you can also check this box if you want to skip it, if you're brave. And then one more time, you have to enter your password for your ShapeShift account, and your account's deleted. So pretty cool. It uses a lot of the existing flows we already have for the native wallet. It should be a very seamless way for users to migrate their wallets over. Any
Cool.
questions?
Let me check the stage chat. Nothing right now. And just to note that we are going to run that through some usability testing just to make sure the copy that we're using is clear and it's obvious to the user what's happening at each one of these steps. And yeah, last week, for those of you who didn't see, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, Willie went through the spec for this. So you can always watch the recorded office hours from last time, or check us out on Notion. There's a link to the spec on our Notion as well. Cool. If there are no questions in the stage chat right now, okay, I want to see, did Hoff jump in yet? No. Okay, cool. So I wanted to just go over quickly some of the stuff from ShapeShift.com. One second. Cool. Assuming you guys can see my screen. So we're coming up with some new artwork for the homepage, but we did swap out the hero messaging. It still talked about how ShapeShift decentralized. So worked with Lindsay Liu and Hoff to come up with, and Willie to come up with some new messaging here. And then we went through all of the links now point on ShapeShift.com to the new web app. And we are making a new page specifically for how to participate in our community. And that's something Hoff has a design for already, and he's currently building. And then one of the things that we're actively doing, and maybe it was done already. Nope. The developer portal. So all of this information is outdated. We're working on new information for this. As a quick fix, we are going to point that elsewhere As a quick fix, we're going to point that here for now because the information there is completely irrelevant as we work out the new content for this section. So that's the latest that's been happening on ShapeShift.com. I'm just trying to think if there was something else I wanted to point out. We are also once all of the Keep Key features are live inside the new web app, we are going to circle back and get all of this content updated on the Keep Key website. All of like the setup screens and things like that, I think in this section. All of this is going to be updated with information about the new web app, since our goal obviously is to sunset beta.shapeshift.com. So there's a lot of touch points that we need to be aware of as we migrate people over and making sure all the information is up to date. Cool. I'm going to stop my share. And okay, so up next we have Willie and Decentralized Jay. They are going to give us an update on idle finance. which is one of the upcoming features on our roadmap.
GM, everybody. Decentralized Jay, can you take this? I am debugging something on the ShapeShift snapshot right now.
Absolutely, sir.
Thanks, sir.
GM, everybody. We have Idle Finance, which, if you are unfamiliar, is a very cool platform that offers fantastic yield on stables as well as a few other tokens. And they also have really cool risk tranches, junior, senior tranches, to allow users to manage their own risk and manage their own reward across it. So without getting into the junior and senior tranche part, they have a piece that's called Best Yield, where they provide the best yield for a number of stables, USDC, FEI, USDT, and a few others. And so we are working hard at work to get that piece of the puzzle integrated. They earn rewards in the Idle token, and we are very much looking forward to bringing the Idle Finance integration to ShapeShift. One of the cool pieces about it is that they have agreed to a revenue sharing model for us as well. So as people deposit into these vaults on Idle Finance through the ShapeShift web app, ShapeShift DAO will be bringing in a bit of revenue to further bolster the profitability of the DAO. So that's a super high level of Idle Finance. A lot more cool stuff will be coming soon on that front as we finish up the spec and flesh it out into the engineering stage.
Cool, thanks. And I think a first look of that spec is available in our Notion. Decentralized Jay's been actively working on that. And yeah, we're hoping to be able to kick that off soon. So thank you for that. Willie, do you have anything you want to add, or are you available to just talk about Stargaze?
Yeah, John's helping me reach out to the snapshot team. Right now it's not calculating the amount of votes on any of the proposals, so definitely wanted to get that sorted out, but done everything I can right now. So now we're just waiting to hear back from the snapshot team. So it's good timing. I think Decentralized Jay gave a great overview of Idle Finance. It's a lot like Yearn. The only thing I want to add is that it's very cool that this is now the second single asset yield protocol that we're integrating, and it's part of this broader effort. So we're integrating Idle Finance in a way where once we have Idle Finance as well as Yearn, it is then very easy for external developers to come in and add new single asset staking protocols that share that same UI UX. So really excited for Idle Finance to be the next protocol that we'll be integrating, and that we're doing this in a way where it will be very easy after Idle Finance is integrated to integrate future single asset staking protocols. One of the reasons that Idle Finance was a really compelling choice for the next step, they've actually been around since, I think, even before Yearn. They've been in this space for a while doing these single asset yield strategies, and they are happy to offer an affiliate revenue share to ShapeShift, so we can provide access to Idle Finance in a way that doesn't cost users any extra, but generates revenue for the DAO. And they're happy to also partner with us on an integration bounty. So they're going to be putting up funds from their own treasury to get this integration built. And that's just really validating. I'm really excited to see this all coming together. And now that we've proven that that other projects and communities are very interested in basically putting up funds from their treasury to get their functionality integrated in ShapeShift, and then to offer affiliate revenues to the DAO. So just really excited that this strategy is getting validated. And I think as we get more and more of these integrations in, we will have even more network effects and more leverage to be able to get awesome communities to come put up bounties to get themselves integrated and to offer these affiliate revenue shares. And I think it'll be great for users as we can offer more and more of these awesome opportunities at no extra cost across various chains. I think we're really going to be solidifying our position in the market. So thanks, Decentralized Jay, for taking this on, and shout out to Ocean for doing the smart contract work for the routers so that we can get our affiliate revenues tracked. That's all I got to add on Idle. Are we going straight into Stargaze next too?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I can go ahead and share my screen really quickly just to show you guys a bit about Stargaze. So we are in the early discussions with their team. John and I met with their founder, Shane, this past week and got the discussion started around integrating Stargaze with ShapeShift. Stargaze, if you guys aren't familiar, is a Cosmos zone, and it is the Cosmos zone that is focused on NFTs. Put a link to their website in the chat. So as we're supporting Cosmos and enabling new Cosmos zones to be very easily added, Stargaze is definitely one near the top of our list. They're an awesome Cosmos zone, an awesome just NFT platform. So they got a lot of the functionality that you'd like to see in an NFT platform, but they also have some unique functionality that a lot of the marketplaces like OpenSea don't offer. So one cool feature is that you can do these. You can launch new NFT projects and do mints directly on their UI instead of right now, like a lot of NFT projects build their own UI to do this. And you can purchase these NFTs. You can mint them with stars. And there's zero gas. It's a lot like Osmosis right now, where the gas fees right now are just free. And they're working on their marketplace, which will look a lot like OpenSea, where you can bid on NFTs and create auctions and everything. It's a Cosmos zone, so they also have staking. And right now the staking APR is like 105%, so solid APR there. By the way, if any of you guys have been Cosmos holders for a while, it's possible that you've got an airdrop from Stargaze, so you may want to check your airdrop. I got a mint an NFT today, so I can claim the next piece of mine. And they are interested also in affiliate revenues. We would have to, of course, work that out with their community, but they were already kind of planning on putting together a referral program, and they seem open to doing a similar offering as OpenSea. And there's some interest in also putting up a bounty to get this integration done. So just wanted to get the conversation started, get this on products and the community's radar. Obviously, we got a lot on our roadmap right now, but NFTs is something that we've thought a lot about. I think it's good for us to, as we're thinking about NFTs, not only consider everything happening in Ethereum mainnet, which is where most of the NFT action is happening right now, but also some of these newer cutting edge projects in the Cosmos ecosystem, and thinking about how we can aggregate that into one experience so that users don't have to think too much about which chain their NFT is on. They can just buy the NFTs they want, sell the NFTs they want, and of course see all their NFTs in their wallet, which is some core functionality that we don't have yet, but that I'm excited for us to add in the near future. That's pretty much all I got to say about Stargaze for now. Are there any questions? I don't see any questions in the stage chat. Feel free to drop them in there, but otherwise I'll pass it back to Diggy so we can move on.
Thank you. Thank you for that awesome overview. Cool. I just wanted to share one last thing, and actually we're moving quite quickly through this office hours. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? It looks like you can. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Just going to confirm. Okay, so as you guys may or may not have seen, Eric posted up a bounty to do the UX and design for a new Fox page in the new web app. And if you can see here, he wrote a little abstract, and the idea is that there'll be this new like Fox token section, which will let users see everything that they can do with their Fox. We had a similar section to this on beta.shapeshift.com that got sunset once we had to get rid of some of those legacy reward systems. But now that we have a lot of opportunities with Fox, this is an awesome time to bring that back in the new web app. So he posted this bounty and he put a lot of details in here. We synced up with him. I've had a couple people reach out on DM on Discord, but so far I haven't had a bounty hunter that I feel is qualified enough to take this on. So probably going to give it a couple more days. If we don't, I did see there was somebody else down here. I haven't heard from him or her. It looks like a him. So if I don't hear from him in the next couple days, probably going to take this bounty into the work stream. And if we do that, Beard and myself will probably tackle the UX, and Hoff would do the design, and then those funds would just roll into the DAO treasury. But again, gonna give it a couple more days in case anybody's interested in applying to take on this bounty. But he outlined a lot of details here, and we're super excited about this. It's something we've been wanting to do anyway. So for him to light a fire under it and throw the bounty on it, we super appreciate that. But yeah, this is in the ShapeShift forum if you haven't seen it. And if you are interested, please DM me directly on Discord. Cool. That was actually all we had on our agenda today. And awesomely, we didn't take a full back-to-back hour. So we do have some time for Q&A if anybody. Hi, John.
Hey, everybody. Awesome stuff going on. I had one thing I just wanted to chat or get Product's opinion on, especially where we're on the subject of bounties. So I don't know if you all saw, but there was a discussion in the forum related to an idea that LPX had put up, while he's in the audience, where he wanted to integrate. He was basically proposing a potential bounty that he himself could work on related to the Fox Friends auto compounder thing he built, which is super cool. But it brought up a further discussion about Kepler, and I wanted to just hear if there's been any discussion or thoughts about potentially putting out a bounty on Kepler integration, because it's a pretty integral missing piece we have in our Cosmos support as that's all starting to roll out. And it's something that we could do a lot more things if we could get Kepler integrated. So I didn't know if some discussions had already happened in Product about this, or if this is something where Product might consider putting out a bounty or prioritizing this somehow. But basically, I'm asking, do you guys see that as important too? How can we get Kepler integrated into ShapeShift?
Yes, it is. It is something we've talked about. It is on the roadmap. We definitely want to get Kepler integrated. We even have it on the new timeline. Discussions around that more specifically will probably happen in that call this afternoon. But yeah, the question is whether it gets bountied out or is handled by the core work stream at this point. But it is definitely, it's there.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's the main thing I just wanted to hear, is just make sure you guys were thinking about it the same way. But yeah, that one seems pretty important to me. I would even venture it might be more priority than some other things now that we've added the Cosmos support, because we're going to have a hard time onboarding Cosmos users without Kepler. But hopefully we can get that done relatively quickly. But it sounds like we're on the same page. Let me know if I can help at all.
Cool. Thank you.
I see a question in the audience. I think it's not product office hours unless Seth asked us for a layer 2 update, right? Seth, I think the update is the same as it was just a couple days ago. Yeah, this is we're working on the product side, and I think it's again part of those architectural discussions with engineering around whether this is something that can be bountied out, or whether internally engineering needs to kind of lay the foundation so that we can easily add all these EVM networks. But yeah, we've made progress on the product side. We have our list of priority layer 2s that we plan to add, but we're also flexible. I think a big part of this is we want to get the quick wins, and if it turns out that a given layer 2 is more difficult than another layer 2 to integrate, then we're pretty flexible. We just want to get some layer 2s integrated ASAP. So do know it's a top of our priority for sure, as we're getting these other projects in flight released. But there's only so much we can do on the product side, right? And product, I can assure you, is not the bottleneck on getting layer 2 supported.
Yeah, and Seth, I would encourage you to come to that meeting we have later with engineering to talk about the roadmap timeline that we put together, so you can understand what some of the dependencies are before that moves forward. Cool. Let's just see if there's any other. So PTT says Kepler bullish. Yes, I think we all are. Cool. Well, if nobody else has any questions, we can actually wrap up early, I think maybe for the first time in a long time. One thing I just wanted to say, we are going to be having an All Fox, I think on the 20th. So invite everybody to join that. That's where each work stream is going to go over things that they've done, things in flight, things coming up. And it's going to be all work streams presenting in that. So one massive community call, and we invite all of you guys to join.